Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So today's question is, why is this person in my life? Why are they in your life? So remember that this is a general reading, that not every aspect of what I say will resonate completely with your life, that you have to adapt what I say in order for it to make sense to you as an individual and your particular situation with this person. And just take what resonates and leave the rest aside, because it's not likely that everything will make complete sense to you. So we've got option 1, option 2 and option 3. I'm going to put the timestamp to these 3 readings in the description box and pin it as top comment. Everything that you need to contact me or follow me on Instagram and all the rest of it, all the information that you need is in the description box. So just have a look there if there's anything that you want. Otherwise you can email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. So now I want you to focus on the question, why is this person in your life? What purpose do they have? Focus on you and the person and your relationship. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths and really meditate on the question before making your choice. And when you do make your choice, don't overthink it, don't doubt yourself, just trust your instincts and choose one of the 3. Now, if you want a bit more time to do that, then please press pause, because I am now going to be moving on to the first reading. Alright, those of you that chose option 1, this is your reading. Now I've used 2 decks, the Shadowscapes Tarot and a new one I have got, the Santa Muerte Tarot. And so what I've done is divided the 3 cards that represent you, answering the question, why is this person in your life? But also answering it from their perspective, so really the reverse. Why are you in their life? But bearing in mind that this is such a generalised reading, if you feel that the other way around actually fits more, then follow that. Trust your instincts. But why is this person in your life? We have the 6 of Wands, we have Justice, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So what I would say is the reason that this person has come into your life, or maybe has been and has now left your life, was in order to allow you to be successful. You might not at this moment in time think, yeah, they've brought a great deal of success to my life. No. The point is that they've allowed you to become the best you can be. Some of you are now more confident because of being with this person or being around this person, or as an after effect of whatever they've done to you in life. Because I'm aware that some of you are thinking, not sort of, oh, they've been so wonderful, you know, it was their purpose really. Some of you are thinking, what's the point of them coming into my life? I could have done without it. But you are now better for having had them in your life than not, even if you're looking back and wishing you'd never met them. They've allowed you to become victorious, to be confident. Some of you have got more attention due to your connection with this person. You know, not to say they've made you famous, but you certainly, maybe you're more popular, maybe you're better socialised, that you're now able to communicate with people and become friends with them, and just sort of feel more confident in talking to people that you don't know. You know, it's allowed you to shed any sense of shyness or inadequacy. I think it's really brought you confidence. It's also the Justice, so it's brought you what you deserve. So if some of you have really been working hard on a particular project or your career or your personal development, by meeting this person, it's allowed you to make a success of that. You know, it's sort of your reward for all of your hard work. You know, the Justice is always sort of, in a way it reminds me of like Santa Claus, like, are you on the naughty or nice list? You get what you deserve with the Justice card. And most of the time we all think, oh, I've been good, I deserve a good present, and then to our shock we find out that no, we weren't that good, and in fact we were entirely selfish, and everything that we thought we were doing for the best, really the core of it was through selfish motives. So some of you might, have got all this attention and got what you deserved, and it might have manifested for you in a particularly negative way, but you were meant to learn a lesson from that. And others of you have not allowed your star to shine, and by being with this person, they allowed you to come out of your shell and show everybody what you're made of. Because we also have the 10 of Pentacles, which is, the culmination of the Pentacles. It's about money, about wealth, about providing. It's about having everything you need in terms of your finances and your energy and your assets and everything that you invest yourself into. And so being with this person, they've allowed you to invest what's really important to you, or what is really going to allow you to support yourself in the future. Some of you, I really feel like this person's been your mentor, and they've allowed you to develop, and they've given you an opportunity to train and learn and allow your talents to thrive in order to have a wonderful career. Yeah, they've just allowed you to mature and blossom. And there's this sense of justice, this sense of cause and effect. I believe that for a lot of you, you later on in life, or at some point, will do the same thing for someone else. And this is what leads me to think that they are your teacher, they are your mentor, and in time you will do the same for them, for someone else that's younger, and teach them, take them under your wing. Yeah. So this is the same question, but from their perspective of what do they get out of it? What do they get out of coming into your life? The Hanged Man, the Hermit, the King of Wands. So we've got 2 major arcana cards. You got 1, and they've got 2. They have learnt just as much from you as you have from them. Through this, they've learnt patience through the Hanged Man. They now perhaps see things in a different way. They're able to endure a bit more discomfort in order to learn something new, or the recognition that sometimes you have to go through a phase of hardship where it's not particularly pleasant, or they work long hours in order to get a project finished, but when the project's done, you're going to get the reward. They've learned how to be patient and bide their time and sort of not get involved in chaos. Now there's a big storm going on behind this Hanged Man, but he's not letting it bother him. He's there to stop and think and do what he has to do in his internal journey, and nothing else is going to distract them. So as well, I believe that quite a few of you have taught this person to be focused. We also have the Hermit, and this is sort of the opposite of the 6 of Wands, where by being with them you have learned how to shine. You have taught them to go within. Some of them might be feeling, this person is going to go higher than I've ever been. It doesn't mean that they're less talented, or they lack commitment, or they cannot work hard. They probably can. But in some way, you're the one soaring and they're the one turning inward. So there's something that's happened, and you're looking and thinking, why am I not like that? Or why hasn't it happened for me? Or how do they do that? How can I learn to do that? And they're looking at their own inner light to try and find the answer. So you've taught them to look within and be introspective, and to look within for the answers rather than looking out. So I feel that you've already been on this journey internally and know the answers, and this is why you've done the hard work already, and this is why you've got the Justice card. And this person has come into your life in order for you to let it shine. And it's going to bring you a lot of stability. And you have come into their life in order to do the reverse, that they're quite confident doing things, being confident, speaking to people, but they perhaps have not been very good at having internal analysis. Why did I do that? Why can't I change and do what I really want to do? So they're currently looking within, and you're the example now. So I've gone from like the sense that they are your mentor, but now you are sort of throwing it back to them. So maybe it's not so much in the future that you will be a mentor. Maybe you're meant to be doing that back to them and teaching them something different to what you've learned from them. Because we have the King of Wands, so what they're getting out of it is coming into their own power, their own authority, being confident in their passions and their desires, and in their warmth as a human being to another, about being mature and confident in their ability to either follow their dreams or being communicative with other people, about reaching out to others and not being ashamed of their desires, their passions. You know, this could be something as simple as like they have a niche interest, and through you and your sense of, okay, I'm just gonna let it shine, they might be coming to the point where they think, I can let it shine as well, and you are the example for that because they're seeing your success. So they've given you the confidence to go ahead and do it, and by you doing it, you're giving them the confidence to look within to see how they can improve themselves and become more like the King of Wands. Yeah, I can't see any more than that. That's really it. You're meant to teach each other about being your true selves and being successful at it. And not being afraid to be looking internally, but also showing off externally, being confident in yourself. So those of you that chose option 1, this is your reading. Please leave me a comment and let me know if this resonates with you, if it makes any sort of sense and it helps you. I always enjoy reading the comments. If you do want a private reading based on this or any other of the videos that I've done or the subjects that I've done, then email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and I will send you my price list. Otherwise, I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. Hello everybody that chose option 2, this is your reading. So I've divided it into 2 sections. I'm using the Shadowscapes Tarot for you, as in why is this person in your life, and I'm using the Santa Muerte Tarot to reflect on sort of why are you in their life. If, however, because it's a general reading and it's a pick a card and all that, if you find that actually you resonate more with this one and them more with that, that's fine, just swap it around as you see fit. So, why are they in your life? Why are they here? The Lovers, ooh, love that. Queen of Cups and the Two of Wands. So, they are in your life. The purpose of them being in your life is, I think, overall to teach you confidence in love, to choose to love. The Lovers is about choice. It is about union and sort of the idea of the perfect person, but it's really about building a life with that person, about choosing to be with them. You know, recognizing someone as a great foundation for life and then building one with them. You know, it's not going to magically be perfect and slam dunk, it's just there like some sort of romance novel. It's looking and thinking, yeah, do you know what? I could spend the rest of my life with them. I could buy a house with them, have children, and, you know, admit them into my life forever. And this ultimately, I believe, is the purpose of them in your life, to teach you about that, about relationships, about commitment, and about making choices, and important choices. And I feel that it's to do with the emotions as well for some of you. It's really about considering other people's feelings, learning empathy, understanding why people feel the way they do. You know, the Queen of Cups is very much in touch with her sensitivity, her emotions, understanding the emotional needs of others. She just has that sort of intellectual intelligence, and I think that's what you needed to learn from them, either through them, you know, just their example, or whether through what they've done to you, because I am recognizing that some of you are not, you know, are looking back and wishing you never met this person. But I think they've allowed you to recognise perhaps the choices that you make and the people you choose with to be with maybe aren't the best. You know, this was the example of what not to buy. And for others of you, it was the perfect choice and it just taught you to have confidence in your decision making. But it's left you emotionally mature and wiser, but with a kindness, a sense of empathy and sensitivity and gentleness. The Two of Wands, it's allowed you to become confident in your own abilities to lead your own life, to do things, to conquer, to create a plan and then initiate it. It's just overall empowered you. And for some of you, it's really to do with your emotions that it's empowered you. You know, you've really learned something emotionally from this. And others, it's just the overall impact on your life is that it's taught you to be your own boss, to know what you want and what you don't want, and what you're going to choose to have in your life and what you don't want to have in your life. There's a lot of growth I feel with this, and a lot of teaching how to love, what's the best ways to love and the best ways not to love. So from their perspective, what have they got out of this? Why were you in their life? We have the Hierophant, the Lovers, oh nice, and the Eight of Wands. Okay, they were also taught how to love by being with you. So if this is like, you feel that this is sort of the person for you, you know, they feel the same, that you're meant to teach each other about love. You know, there's a big key at the top here and a lock. They feel that you have unlocked their heart, that you've taught them how to love. And, you know, with the Queen of Cups, I feel that whether you're together or not, you've really taught each other about relationships and being with someone. If this is a friendship rather than a romantic connection, because it can be, it doesn't have to be a romantic connection, it's the same. They've taught you about friendship and you've taught them about being a friend and about choosing to be a friend and committing to it and compromising and understanding what the give and take is in a relationship with another person. You know, and that's why they were meant, or they have come into your life, or the end result is that you've both learned what it's like to be with someone else, and it's empowered you both. Because the Hierophant is about following tradition, about not threatening the status quo, about, you know, like about marriage. So some of you, you know, you were there to teach them about being married to someone, what it's like to commit and sort of be formal and do what everyone expects of you. So maybe they're normally quite a unique individual, and they're not a traditionalist, and they're not somebody that would happily conform to other people's ideals. But by being with you, they've learnt the value of that, because sometimes there is true value in just doing what everybody else has done. You know, there's great things to be achieved by challenging ideas and saying, well, we don't have to do it the way it's always been done for the past 10, 20, 100 years. There are real benefits to that, but sometimes rules exist because that's the tried and tested route, and it just works. It just works. Sometimes things happen for a reason because they're just the best way to do it, and somebody else found out that hundreds of years ago. And what you have to learn is that sometimes innovation isn't needed, sometimes tradition is. You know, finding that balance is one of the tricks of life, I think, of learning what needs to be preserved and what needs to be discarded in any generation. And also that the Eight of Wands, you've taught them how to take action. You know, by being in their life, you've taught them to seize the moment, to travel, to move forward, to propel their life forward, and to not waste their time. So you've both taught each other really how to be empowered, but from different angles and different avenues. But you both got the Lovers, so you're both there to teach each other about love and commitment and choices and the choice to be together. This is lovely. This really does feel like the friendship of a lifetime or the marriage of a lifetime. This is, you know, this is, I feel, a very long term commitment for a lot of you. And for those of you that really are saying, you know, I wish I'd never ever met that person and I never want to see them again, what you've both taught each other is so invaluable in life, and what you need to do is take these lessons, hold them tight, and allow them to make you a better partner, a better lover in the future, so that you can make a success of future relationships and you don't blow any opportunities, and you look back and say, do you know what, I really screwed it up with that partner, and I'm not upset that I screwed it up, but I really don't want to end this relationship and ruin it. Your future relationship could be the one for you for your life. And if you recognise that the same patterns are occurring and that you're falling into the same traps, or that you're being sort of encouraged to make similar choices that you recognise with this person were unhealthy or unhelpful or not your true desires, now you know where to stand your ground, and you have the confidence to do that, to know what you want and what you don't want. You've got the option of 2 wands, you can seize one and make a success of it, and you have the emotional intelligence to do that, and the compassion for your own feelings as well, don't forget that. But I think overall you've had a big impact on each other, and this is nice. It's rare to get like the 2 lovers in the same reading, from different decks, so I'm pleased to see that. So yeah, it's an important connection that you've experienced, and one to be celebrated, even if it ended horribly. So those of you that chose option 2, that's your reading. Please let me know in the comments section if it resonated with you, and so on. If you want a private reading, either based upon this sort of idea or any of my other videos or subjects, then you can email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com, and I will send you my price list and we can have a chat. But otherwise, I shall leave you with this, and I shall ask you to take very good care of yourself. I wish you all the best of luck for the future, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. Okay, those of you that chose option 3, this is your reading. So why is this person in your life? Now I've split it into 2 sections. Representing you, why have they come into your life, is the Shadowscapes Tarot. And I've used the Santa Muerte Tarot to represent why you are in their life. What do they get out of it? But obviously this is such a general reading aimed at so many different people that some of you might find that this resonates with your situation more, that you feel that, yeah, that's what I've got from it. In which case, just trust your own instincts and swap them round as you see fit. So here we go. What we got, doing it backwards: 6 of Swords, 6 of Cups, and 4 of Pentacles. So I think overall the reason, why are they in your life, it's to teach you, or has taught you, to move on, to mentally move on. So maybe before you were the sort of person that really clung on to like arguments or out of date ideas or attitudes, things that weren't serving you anymore, and were really holding you back because maybe you were a bit of somebody who really clung to these things. But by being around or with this person, you know now to just let this go, to move on. It's sort of the overall message I'm getting here is to not sweat the small stuff, but to be really focused on the big stuff. So maybe some of you have learned to not be too fussed about which way around the toilet roll is put on the holder, but then you do really know it's important to make sure you have enough money to pay the rent. I think, yeah, that's what they've really taught you. And if that's not the case, you never lived together, it didn't, it's not that kind of relationship. They've just really taught you how to move on. So by being with them and whatever's happened, you sort of like, do you know what, I'm just not going to let it bother me anymore. I'm going to move on, let it go. I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to let this relationship end. I'm going to move house. I'm not going to cling to the things, mentally moving on. Something more exciting happening. They've shown you that there are more exciting things happening and there are more opportunities further away from where you are now. And that's mentally, emotionally, or physically. They've also taught you to go back and be in touch with what makes you happy, about being confident and uninhibited. You know, this young lady, this child here, is having a tea party with all her toys and her teddies, and she just doesn't care what anyone else thinks about her. She's playing with her toys, and she's going to have a little tea party, and she's going to talk to them and offer them cake and, you know, make them cups of tea as if they're real beings, and she might even talk to them as though they answer her back. You know, as adults, if we did that, you know, we're really expecting everyone to think that we're insane. We have mental health issues. But kids don't care, and we don't care that kids do it. We expect children to do it. So they've allowed you to get back in touch with something that either you've forgotten from your youth, or to get back to this idea of being uninhibitedly happy with what makes you happy. You know, so if you have a particular interest that you didn't really let anyone know about, by being with them, they've allowed you to come forward and say, do you know what, I like this and this makes me happy, and I don't care what you think. For some of you, that just helped you to find happiness again generally. You know, it doesn't have to be from your past, it's just allowed you to reconnect with a younger part of yourself that doesn't have any baggage. You know, there's letting go of baggage here. You know, and you don't need to worry about it anymore. And it's taught you to value and protect what is of true value to you. So like the idea of not sweating the small stuff, you know, it's, you know what's really important in your life and you're going to protect it. Some of you, this has manifested in that you've like moved on from it, and you know, some of you literally are going back to where you were children, like going back home. Some of you are coming back and saying, I'm not letting anyone in that doesn't need to be in my life anymore. You might be open and sort of enthusiastic about who you are, but you are not going to let anyone in that doesn't deserve to be in your life. So if it was a bad breakup, if this is someone that you're looking back and thinking, I hate them and I wish I'd never met them, but what was the point of me meeting them? Is they were meant to teach you this. To not be afraid to move on, and to not be afraid and inhibited about what makes you happy, but also to be a bit more protective over the truly important things in your life, like for some of you, your children, your home, the things you work hard for. You know, the Four of Pentacles is always, I think, given a bit of a bad rap in this idea that it's a card that represents being stingy and miserly, which of course it can, I'm not going to exclude that, but really the dragon is protecting his pentacle, and he's got the other ones there. He's really guarding what's important to him. He's not trying to claw and grab the other 6 pentacles that are on offer. He's just focusing on what he's got. So it's taught you to focus on what's important and what you have got, and finding happiness in that. Of course, don't allow it to go too far into the Four of Pentacles, where you don't let anyone in and you don't try and expand and grow your little pile of life, you know, with the people in it. But no, it's taught you that you've discovered who your true friends are, I think, through this connection, who really loves you, you know, who's really got your back in your family and whatnot. Yeah. Bit of growing up there, I think, on offer in that section. They've shown you how to grow up, they've taught you how to grow up through their actions or being in your life. So what have you taught them? We've got the Page of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Magician. Okay, overall I think I'm going to say you've given it right back. You've taught them to grow up as well. We've got the Page of Wands. This is about being confident and independent, going out into the world with your message. You know, this skeleton has got a scroll, and they're out there ready to spread the word. And I feel that's probably, you know, very much what they're willing to do, is to go out there and say their piece and say what they want. I think you've taught them to be, I think, self-sufficient, a sense of a provider, that they've got their pile of gold and they're not going to allow that to be threatened. It's got a lock on it, so they've got what they need to take care of. They've got their assets, and of course it's a King of Pentacles, so it's about being confident in what you earn and confident in what you provide and what you have on offer. You know, just because he's there holding onto the box for, you know, grim death and he's just not going to let anyone get into it. That could be the food he needs to feed his family with. No, he's a skeleton, but you get my point. You know, it's important. So I think you in turn have taught them what's really important in life, what is of true value, and they have learned, in a sense, how to protect it, because they've also got the magician. So you've really taught them how to let their star shine. You've taught them how to use every skill they have to their own advantage. They've learned what they're capable of. They've learned to put themselves out there on display to show off what they can do. You've taught them to be confident. Some of you might feel, oh, I've taught them to be a trickster, maybe. But overall, the magician really means about letting out, you know, letting everybody see what you can do, putting on a magician show, showing all the different wares that you have that you can make use of, all your skills and talents, and you've taught them how to do that. So I think just as much as it seems that you've got from them, they have got from you. But they are two different. So I just feel that for a lot of you, you might not be with this person anymore. And that's not to say if you are together that you're going to split up. No, that's not the reading. It can stay a long-term relationship. That's not the issue. But you've both taught each other what's important, to grow up into your own people, and about being confident in who you are. So I think that you offer each other a lot of emotional support, mental support, and allowing each other to grow and thrive. But you didn't need to grow up and thrive and, you know, show the world what you're made of. You needed to learn to let go of things, and something Six of Cups to do with children, but I think just to be confident in yourself and remember what makes you happy and what's important, whereas they very much needed to learn about going out and spreading a message, showing what they're good at, and you've given them the confidence to do that. Yours is an internal journey, theirs is an external one. Yeah, that's it. Those of you that chose option 3, I think that's your reading. Please let me know in the comments section if it resonated and makes any sense. I really do enjoy reading the comments. If you want a private reading aimed along the lines of this reading, or one on any of my other videos, or just a private reading, then email me on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com. Otherwise, I wish you all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Goodbye.